at all ease your transitions from going between the two teams now?
Oh yeah, this defense is something I'm familiar with. It's something I know. It's something I've been successful with the 2 years I was here in Chicago. So the transition is going to be very easy. Like I said, we don't have to go searching for a nickname. It's already there, because of tradition, history, the monster of the Millway, and we just got to bring that up back to life, back to form.
Right. Okay. Now you mentioned familiarity, so I want to discuss familiarity and how it can breed contempt in a career. In 08, you were inducted into the Fabian Bowens ex-Bear Hall of Fame when you forced the Greg Olsen fumble, which was a key victory for the Panthers 2017 over the Bears in Week 2. The Bears finished that season 9-7 and missed the playoffs by one game. As fate would have it, 10-10-10, you're traveling back to Charlotte to face the Carolina Panthers this season. I want you to talk about what the mindset is involved when you're playing a home team with training and practicing with, especially if you have to put one of those hits on number 89.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun environment. Getting ready to go back to a Bank of America Stadium. I can't wait for. I think it's November 10th. That is definitely gonna be. It will be marked. I don't know. I show up and play every game. Every game I'm fired up. But anytime you play against your former team, it's kind of like you have an extra boost. You want to make sure they know you're there.
Okay.
Chris, this is C-Dub here. Now, in practice, when you were going up against Steve Smith, who was getting the better of the other?
Well, we didn't see each other too much. I actually remember playing him when I was here in Chicago, and we talked about that once I got traded to Carolina. When we played him in the playoffs, I had a nice little hit on him, lick on him, hit him real good. He held on to the ball, popped up, but he told me he felt it. And it's going to be fun. I'm ready to go up against him. I think it'll be a great matchup with our corners, with our whole secondary. Anytime he's on the field, he is a threat. So we have to definitely be aware of him.
No, I agree, Chris. I know I also excited about seeing that game, but I also know that you're also a music lover amongst one of your talents. So I want to see if you can play a little bit of that tune. You can go ahead and give us title and artist of this song. Can you tell us who that is, Chris?
Yeah, sounds like me, man, playing Amazing Grace on my trumpet.
That absolutely is. People listen to Get Up Show. That is the artist or entertainer, athlete, Chris Harris, playing Amazing Grace on his trumpet and help for his Haiti relief project. So, Chris, I wanted you to share with us a little bit about, what you do musically and what you've done, with the assistance in the Haiti relief project.
Oh, man, when that came about, me and my fiancé were sitting on the couch watching TV right after the Haiti tragedy happened. Anderson Cooper was on, and they were saying text the word Haiti to 9999 or something. I think that was the number. And you would donate a $10 fee would be assessed, and it would come straight off your cell phone bill, and that would go to the Red Cross Relief Fund. And so my fiancé and I kind of came up with the idea and put it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. If people would do it, that I would give them a autograph picture, and I ended up playing that song and as a tribute, posted it on YouTube. So that's kind of how that came about.
Right. And you've definitely been active with the social media. One of the moments I enjoyed was that video ride you gave us on the Intimidator. And then, as soon as that drop came up, I heard you shout, "Oh, Jesus."
yeah, that was, that was fun. I had my cell phone out. Fiancé didn't think it was a pretty smart idea for me to do it, but we got on there, and I just filmed the whole roller coaster ride, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's one of the best roller coasters I've been on in a long time. I'm one of those thrill seekers.
I believe.
Now, Chris, let's see Dove here. You being back in Chicago, we got to ask you this because, a true Chicagoan wants to know, what is your food place of choice? Is it the deep dish pizza? Is it the hot dog?
Absolutely. Food place of choice probably be Giordano's pizza.
All right. Good man.
Yeah, keep with that. We're staying at Chicago, Chris. The one thing me and C-Dub always talk about is the weather. And you are certainly used to it, but how much does that weather really impact when you're playing teams in, I want to say in Soldier Field?
Oh man, that wind is a beast, and as well as the cold weather. A lot of teams aren't used to that. When you get out there and it could be 10 degrees, wind blowing. Like I still remember the San Francisco game back in I think '05 with the crazy wind when Nate Vasher runs to 108 back the missed field goal. The wind was blowing at about 50 miles an hour that whole game. So the wind plays a huge part in games up here in Chicago.
Definitely. C-Dub, I know you can tell us about that.
Yeah, well, also, too, with that wind, Chris, I think a lot of folks forget about that cold, too. And I remember a couple games in that Super Bowl run, specifically that New Orleans game for the championship, where the weather, that cold was so much a factor. Tell us about, if you can relive a little bit of that, just, what happened in that New Orleans game and how the temperature you might think played a factor in the role of you guys beating New Orleans.
Yeah, I think the temperature might have had a little factor, playing a dome team, a team from the South that's not particularly used to cold weather, and then for the snow to kick in there, that's a totally different element when you have that snow and cold. So, when back then, we were running the ball very well with Thomas Jones and Cedric Benson. So I think that could have played a little role in that win.
Right. Chris, let me ask you this. Speaking of those playoff championship type games, you had, like we said, already been to the Super Bowl in the '07 January. When you were on that Panthers team getting ready to go back, the team was hyped up. I believe you had a first-round bye, and all of a sudden Jake decides to start throwing the ball to Arizona, and you were on the field a lot more than anticipated. What was your thoughts after that game or going into that game with the state of the Panthers?
Oh man, it was frustrating. I felt we had a great regular season that year to go 12-4. Anytime you win 10 wins, and you have 10 wins in a season, that's a pretty good season. And to go 12-4, and for us to get a first round bye and then lay an egg in the playoffs, it really hurt. It kind of reminded me of our playoff game back here in '05 against the Panthers when we were, I think, I don't remember my record, but 11-5 or something like that, and we lose to the Panthers here at home, and it was that exact same feeling. So it hurt a lot because I thought we had a great chance to go to the Super Bowl, and if not win the Super Bowl that year.
Right.
Yeah, Chris, C-Dub here. Looking forward to this season, this upcoming Bear season. There's a lot of talk in our division whether or not a certain player in Minnesota is going to come back or not. Tell me, in assessing the NFC North, what do you think the Bears' chances are, and where do you see the Bears at the end of the season?
Oh man, I think we have a great chance. I think we have a great chance to win our division. We have a tough division with Green Bay, Minnesota, and Detroit's an up-and-coming team. But I really feel we can get back to old form and win this division and make a legit run at the Super Bowl.
I hear that, Chris. And, the Super Bowl is in Dallas, which is my home team. And this year, on my birthday weekend, you guys are going to go down to Jerry World and face the Bears. Now, I have a quick question for you. I know you crossed the burning sands as a Sigma. I know you competed in some step shows. But you really think you're going to take Emmitt's Dancing with the Stars title?
Yeah, man. I think I get on there, man, with the right partner and maybe win that thing. I think I got some pretty good feet, so it would be interesting.
Yeah, you got to be good on your feet to play the position that you certainly do. So, Chris, I definitely at this time want to thank you for giving us so much time with this interview. I want to go ahead and let you shout out, some of the places around the social media web that people can find you.
Oh, man, you can find me on Twitter at Chris Harris NFL. You can find me on Facebook at chris.harris.nfl. So I'm on both of those. You can check me out, hit me up on Twitter or Facebook.
No doubt, fans, and he usually puts up some good contests up there as well. There's always something worthwhile. All right, Chris, so before we let you go, any other parting words that you need to tell the Chicago Bears fans?
Oh man, get ready, bear down, and this will be a season of